Hi, lovelies. I'm Queen Lovely. Welcome back to my channel. So, I wanted to come on here and have a very serious conversation regarding this P. Diddy situation. I know I did a 30-minute video a few days ago talking about it, but there have been some new developments. Okay. Now, for those of you that's been rocking with me for a minute, I have quite a few videos that are public about Young Miami and Diddy's relationship. And although I've always said, girl, just be careful because, like my godmother taught me, if you can't be good, be careful. I live by that. So, although I would say, like, girl, be careful, you grown. When she started coming down to the internet and arguing and defending and even went as far to possibly incriminate herself or implicate herself in some of these crimes when she went back and forth with that Asian girl that Diddy's been messing with for years and said, if I wanted to have you on your knees, Diddy would have had you on your knees. People are getting upset because they feel like Cassie is being propped up as the victim while Carisha is being propped up as the villain, but they both did the same thing. They both were having, I'm trying to use my words wisely because you know how YouTube is. They were both having actual acts with Diddy and other people at the freak offs, along with transporting and doing illegal substances with them. So people are saying, what is the difference? Now, in my opinion, this is the difference. Cassie got swept up into the storm of Diddy, if I'm not mistaken, in her late teens, early 20s. She had no idea what was going on. And if you read through that lawsuit, she details the shift that took place when Diddy started calling himself or trying to force himself into her life as her boyfriend and how uncomfortable she was because of the age gap. Okay. She detailed that. She detailed the several times that she tried to leave him and he would send people from his team to go see about her, threaten her, and intimidate her to come back. He would show up at her apartment when she would leave and try to get away from him and create distance. Her and her mom tried to file police reports, but because of how powerful he was, nothing could really be done. And it's interesting because I do vaguely remember, and this was way before Young Miami, Kim Porter was still alive, everything. This was years ago. I vaguely remember some reports popping up about the authorities having to be dispatched to a location that Cassie and Diddy was at because of alleged domestic violence. Okay? So that's Cassie's story. Carisha, Young Miami, we were introduced to you as a city girl. You and your group mate, JT, curated a lane of prostitution rap. That Miami city girl lifestyle. This how we get to it down south, da 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 da, whatever the case may be. Y'all literally created that lane for a Sukiana and a Sexy Red to come and thrive. And hell, even a Saweetie. Y'all created that lane. You were holding up gold poppy signs, telling people that they broke and baby mamas and why would she take advice? You were saying a lot. You were saying a lot. I'm not going to sit here all day. You were saying a lot. But this is when I knew that everything that glittered is not gold. Because now her alongside Jade and Daphne Joy, the mother of 50 Cent's youngest son, have been explicitly named as ex-workers in that civil suit from the producer of that album, Love. And that y'all were receiving wire transfers from the accountant. Let me share my screen and show y'all something real quick.
Comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl."
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like,
comes to you as pretty as she is and says,
why do you want her raised totally different? Why do you want her raised totally different if there's nothing wrong with what you do? Somebody said this once and it has stayed with me for a while. And I am a child care provider. I have been a substitute teacher, a teacher's assistant, a camp counselor, a social worker, currently working with the adolescent and working with the youth, and a mentor. Okay. And a nanny. So I've been working with kids for 10 years now. And someone said, if you would not do it or say it in front of children, in front of minors, it's inappropriate. And I always go back to that saying, when you have people, the respectability politics police, right? Anti-respectability politics police, when you have those individuals come down to the internet and say, well, why y'all policing Black women that's behaving and presenting overtly sexual and just because they have kids doesn't mean they shouldn't be sexual. That's not what we're saying. If you are living a lifestyle that contradicts what you want for your child, let me tell you something. As someone who's been a child care provider for 10 years, you're already putting them at a disservice when it comes to being able to discern between reality and between the curated realities that many people will try to spoon feed them in life until they build up enough discernment to know that's bullshit, that's real shit. It starts at home. These kids are in the iPads today, on the electronics, and they are very intelligent, the same way we were. Our parents thought that we weren't listening and we weren't looking and we didn't understand. And we grow up and we may, be able to laugh about it at times in between really feeling a way about the things that we witnessed and endured. But when are we going to break the cycle? And this is why I say, I get it, because it's a fine line. God doesn't make any mistakes. At the same time, in my spiritual opinion, as an astrologer and spiritual life coach and a social worker, 3 ways in which I'm anointed to discern and read situations in people. A lot of you don't need to have children because a lot of you are selfish. And to agree to be someone's mother, someone's father, I think people fail to realize you are agreeing to be a vessel on behalf of a spiritual entity, that being us having this physical 3D experience as a human. You are agreeing to be a vessel on behalf of what the universe has already written for that child. But in order for you to give them a head start and put them in alignment as early as possible, you would have to know yourself first. And many people don't. Many people don't. She don't want her daughter to be a city girl because even though you y'all so broke and miserable and da-da-da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. Well, the court documents say that you are a paid, glamorized escort. I said it nicer because they just straight up said, bitch, you a sex worker. And everybody wants to perpetuate and rap about it and play about being a sex worker until you get called one. Everyone wants to be a hoe and be nasty until you get called one. Then it's a hate train and everyone is bullying you. This madness, I can't. And this is why I have slowed down with doing content talking about these topics because I've been saying the same shit for years. And it's so unfortunate that it's now coming to a head, but a lot of the damage seems irreparable because vibrationally, the frequency is so low in the Black community, the mental and spiritual aptitude is not there to get the job done. It's just not. And this is me intuitively speaking, it is going to start to be a line in the sand. It is. It is. I mean, there's already subsections within the Black community. But it's really going to start to be a line in the sand. It's no longer going to be the people that drive the Escalades and the BMWs and the Mercedes Benz and where, you know, the designer. No, it's going to be, what is your vibration like? What's that integrity hitting for? What's them intentions like? Because you see JT, the Sagittarius like me, I was born on Thanksgiving, Jupiter's baby. You see JT wasn't with that SHIT. And it's very interesting because I did a video too about her when she did the interview with Angie Martinez. And she said that she wanted to rap about more topics because there's more to her than that. And I'm just going to call you in, sis. I love the song, No Bars, but you're still talking about that. Just saying. I know it takes time. I know you're like, this is what people know me as. You know, you're doing a nice little rollout from winter to spring. I'm sure you're going to lead us into the summer. So I get it. And maybe when she gets more established, she'll start to mix things in. But even with that, and I don't have an issue with this, and I'm not calling you out, JT, I'm calling you in. We as Black people got to stop this. Long-term sacrifice, short-term sacrifice for long-term paradise. You either pay in the front or you pay in the back, but you are going to pay. And I get it. It's human nature, especially in this day and age of social media, to want to pay on the back end. We want it now. We want it quick. We want it instant. I get it. But when you sacrifice your right, your birthright, your soul right to be authentic and fully walk in your truth, because you have that lack scarcity mindset going on, and that's something that runs rampant in our community because a lot of us come from very humble beginnings and some people just come from the straight up bottom. No offense, but it's true. I just don't want to minimize because there are some people that really do get it out the mud. I will say I came from humble beginnings. Okay? So a lot of us come from a background that embeds a poverty mindset, a lack scarcity mindset. And before we know it, now it's spiritual poverty because instead of going with our first thought to, well, this is what I really want to do. This is really what aligns with me. It's, but damn, if I do this, I'll get more money. And imagine if we just, and I'm just saying, imagine if we just lived in the world where it was reversed, where the popular thing to do would be to maintain a sense of integrity and a sense of self and self-preservation and say, you know what? No, I am really intentional about showing a more multifaceted image of myself through my artistic anointings of being a rapper. And I know I may lose some fans. It's going to take time for me to curate them fans, but this is what I'm going to go with. Shout out to Rhapsody because she does that. I know there's other female rappers that do that, but that's the one I listen to. Y'all can put the other ones in the comments. It takes time. It takes time. It takes intention. And you know, you have to unlearn and then you have to relearn. And I respect JT because I think she did say she was in therapy or she was going to start therapy, how she's turning 30. It's time for her to just mature in some areas and unpack some things. And while she was unpacking, she packed Carisha up and said, love you from a distance. Not my monkey, not my circus. You do what you do over there. I'll be over here. All that damn act bad and doing cart. Oh my God. Why y'all hating on her? Everything is not about hate. I'm like I said, I'm 28. Anybody who knows what Diddy's about, we seen this coming. It just is what it is. We seen this coming. We did. So yeah, that is why a lot of people, I gotta plug my laptop in. Let me pause this. Hold on.